your host with the locks that rocks, Adam Richmond, and this is the official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma, and I am joined by some guys who literally defied gravity on the Freedom stage. I'm talking about the Oxymorons. What is up, guys?
Yeah! What is up, Oklahoma? Rock.
I'm going to put some subtitles. Hi.
Yeah, the New York translations, because, you know.
That means hello.
Speaking of, how's Oklahoma treating y'all?
Actually, really good.
Actually, great. It's hot as a motherfucker, but, like, it's been great.
Yeah, the food's been good.
Yeah.
We got to go downtown. We got to actually go to the Black Wall Street Museum, so that was awesome to catch some of that history in Tulsa, because we're staying in Tulsa, but we drove out this way.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously, like, Oklahoma is a really nice city. Downtown Tulsa's cool as hell. Yeah.
Tell me about when you go down on that street. Tell me it doesn't move you. Like, you don't feel that.
What? And it was our first time ever doing it. So
Yeah.
we were just like, yo, we've been to Oklahoma. We played Oklahoma a few times, but it was our first time that we had a day off and we could just really dive into the city and go check things out. So being down there was just like, wow.
It's historic grounds, and you know, we are also like men of color, and it's important to connect with that kind of history.
Exactly.
And it's stuff that'll continue to influence our music and our messages, and just feeling it, you know, it's a visceral experience to actually like do it in person and feel that. So
Exactly.
we were super honored to be actually able to catch that, because part of touring, or the difficulty sometimes, is actually being in places but really seeing them, you know,
Exactly.
beyond the 5-mile radius of a venue, and where you're staying.
It's load in, sound check, play show, load out. We out of here.
Right.
That's the norm. So when you get to sit in the city and visit it, meet the people, get the food, go to historical monuments and check things, that's when you really get to taste the city. So it's been awesome.
I also want to talk to your music, but you guys hit on that note so much, and I've always I was so interested, and anyone who lives here in Oklahoma knows the whole history about everything that's happened in that area. Up there on the East Coast, have you guys heard, like, how familiar are you all with the history of what went down?
Oh, well, I knew the history of it from schooling. I was one of the very few who actually got told the stories of Tulsa and what happened, the massacre and all that stuff. And then also recently, with the show from Netflix really exposed a lot of people to the story on the East Coast.
The Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
Actually,
Yes. The show on the Watchmen. Yeah. So when you think about that, realistically, other than that, I didn't hear it before.
Yeah.
It's not something that you really get told the history of at all. Even some of the details I got to read at the museum weren't shared. So I was like, oh wow, like really getting the details.
Yeah, it's more like we were familiar with the Cliff Notes, but not the details of, like, the names of the doctors, the shop owners, you know, like this, all that, like the lawyers, and just sort of like the elite level of black excellence during that time. That's a really big deal, and that's such a huge accomplishment, and clearly a threat. And that's why I was destroyed. But I think there's, since you can't do anything about the fact that it's already happened, there's a sense of pride to take from it, you know, and to know that what we're capable of, because we're constantly taught what we're not capable of. We're having to overcome the things that the obstacles in our way. So knowing things like that are possible, and the power of our, like, camaraderie is important to see that, you know.
It was also beautiful to see that it didn't chase the people away. The people of color there stayed, rebuilt, and that's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
To experience something so traumatic, and then to say, hey, well, we will rise. It's always kind of like the POC term. It's kind of like a thing, and it's kind of like to see it full force and to see it live right then in front of you, knowing that, yo, we are in a place that was completely destroyed, and now this was rebuilt, and the people are here and they're thriving and they're doing what they need to do. I really love that.
I know, like, we're from New York City, so we see a lot of stuff happening all the time. And like you said, like, growing up, you hear the name or the term Black Wall Street. It's like, oh, it's cool. It's a cool title.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid, that's all I knew it from. But actually being there, and, like, at first we got in, we're like, oh, there's not too much around. And then you find out what happened. You're like, this is why.
Yeah.
But then, like, seeing the beautiful people out there still building, doing cool things out there, and, like, you know, selling Black Wall Street merch to let people know what's happened and continue, like, the growth in it. It's a beautiful thing. And of course, after that, we were inspired for us to keep going as well. So it's a beautiful thing.
And I also find it beautiful that really Oklahoma didn't hide the truth. You know, the hidden truth is something that America's really good at. But Oklahoma chose to like teach, show, keep the museums there, because the whole thing about history is it will repeat if you don't know. Knowledge is everything. It can't. It's crazy to be in. We're in the information age. We have information at the palm of our hands, and I think as a society, we all can do a lot more informing each other, because we do also have a lot more in common in our stories than that separates us. And I think that culturally, if we can connect in that way, it would change a lot.
You know, getting to tour and travel and experience new things and actually visit a place and, you know, tell me, how is that affecting your music as you continue to tour? I mean, that's got to be a lot of growth.
For us, I say I can speak for all of us when I say that we're musicians that speak from our experiences. You know, we really do right that way. So this has had the amount of touring we've done has had a great impact on the new music that we're making, everything that we're writing. Even like we talk about like going in we released this album, but we also did our first European runs. We got to see the world. Like I got to be in Budapest, and we got to do things, me in Germany, and it's just, it was insane to see our music touch people all over the world. That is an experience and a thing that will absolutely change the way you write. Like seriously.
And I think it also goes both ways, you know, with Melanin Punk, our last project. I think like front facing, you know, off rip, it's obvious, it seems as just a celebration of like people of color, but actually every person has melanin in them, some less and some more. So it's actually that's why we did it, as a unifying force, and actually having that moment of like education and seeing people realize that we're like, this is an attempt to, yes, celebrate Black excellence, but also, you know, bring us all together and be more unifying, that we actually share more in common. That's been the beautiful part, and it affects our writing just because we see that like people are yearning for that connection. People do want to be like, to not be so segregated and separated. And so if we are the vehicle for that, then so be it, you know. And obviously we learn a lot and bring that in, but then we also give it right back out, and we're seeing the rewards and the effects of putting it right back out there, and the value of that, you know.
Tell me what's next for you guys, like musically. Like, we saw you all on stage. I mean, again, you all defy gravity. We're going to get into that here in a second, but you guys have got to say, all right, you got to be, I see that energy coming out of you all. I got some shit, man. You all got to hear this. What's next?
To speak as much as we could speak, we got some shit. We've been writing. Just remember, we're Oxymorons, and the one thing I can say, we're pushing the boundaries even further.
Yes.
Yeah, we're pushing the boundaries even further. You will love this music, and that's what we've been up to. Like the last years of just like we're at, probably since anyone's listening seen us, it would have been like it's been 3 years of us rocking and raging out, and we haven't released music. And then we gave you Melanin Punk. It's been a year. People don't even notice that. It's been a year since we dropped that project, right? And so it's coming. Oh, and we are excited.
And what you're not gonna get is Melanin Punk 2.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. With each project, each like album cycle, at least as an idea, you're gonna get evolution and growth, and we are never ever interested in doing the same thing twice.
How does that work for you guys, like the writing? Do you all have roles, or like do you all just kind of collab and put, hey, I got this piece, let's put it together?
It's whatever.
It's all free. No, it's technically all free. Like sometimes Jaffe might have a part, I might have a part, D might have a part. It all depends on the moment. We write through feeling and emotion. So it's literally like life. Whatever we're dealing with in life, sometimes it just gets poured into music. Like if he's going through something, he'll be like, yo, it could be 2 in the morning. Like he'll text us like, yo, I wrote this sick part. Like, yo, check this out. Yep. So that's how that's how it all comes together and just flows. So
they sing me a guitar part, you know. Sometimes
and it's
like it starts with like an idea of a drum pattern. Sometimes I got like a hook. Like
we got the magic hour connection at like 3 a.m. and no man, it could go crazy. He'll hit me, be like, yo, D, I got this part, and I'll be like, yo, bro, I'm up, and I wrote this shit, and then that's how we got Insomnia.
Yep.
That's literally how I wrote Insomnia. Yeah. He sends me this guitar thing that's crazy, and I'm up, and I'm like, tired, restless, yeah,
it's like 3 a.m. literally.
That's why I said, yeah, it's 3 a.m. That one had that drink with me, diamond in the rough, like that's we're truly writing our experiences.
Yeah.
Real time.
How many times do you like just, bro, it's 3:30. I got shit to do in the morning. Later.
The witching hour is important. It's where there's a lot of creativity, a lot of beautiful things happen during that time when a lot of the world is asleep. You know, with music too, these ideas, like, we're just like vessels for like frequencies and concepts, and the ideas already exist. It's who the fuck grabs them first, you know? And that's what we do. So like sometimes we're just up, and that's I mean I think we all honor those times of the day.
And when it hits, you can't let it go. Like I'll be in the shower and it's like, yo, how about do a voice note? Like you gotta just jump on it. I've written songs, new songs that we have in dreams, like literally full dreams where I'm just sitting there and I hear the song being played while I'm in a dream. And I wake up and I'm like, yo, I gotta record this right now. And it's like, so it's random. Just as much as you hear our names, Oxymorrons, the music come to us in that way.
Let's touch that. Where did the name come from?
We were just
the name came from the fact that we just like to we don't like to pin ourselves in any box.
Yeah, we blend everything, so it's kind of like we're just like, yo, based on how we live our lives, who we are, and how the music is created, we're oxymorons. We're putting a bunch of things that normally don't go together as well as we make them go together.
Exactly.
I think we also are very invested in honoring duality and like contradiction and being aware that as human beings, like that is what makes us who we are, you know? That two simultaneous truths can exist at the same time at all times.
I think if we go back to the life thing, that is life. Like we always say all the time, like you're just not gonna eat a bowl of rice all the time. That's it. Bro, sometimes gonna throw a chicken in there, and that's the
mix it up.
Yeah, the mix up.
So you while listening, if you don't eat one food, why listen to only one style of music?
Exactly.
Don't limit yourself.
Somebody said we're like pizza. We ain't afraid of toppings.
There you go.
Great.
So, I think I could go all day talking about this shit with y'all, man. You all are awesome. But I have to touch on your stage performance, that energy that comes out. You guys literally flying around stage. How are you getting that kind of air and not having a heat stroke in this heat?
I almost passed out and I threw up after it. But we also, you know, the stage is like, is our mecca, it's our church, it's where we reach the highest like versions of ourselves, is where we get to release so much, get in touch with whatever concepts of God that we each individually have, and a lot of times we're not even fully in control. It's like being possessed, and we go, yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I can't.
God mode.
Yeah, sometimes it's called God mode. Sometimes we be like, oh, we hit God mode tonight, because no lie, I'm just floating. Even today, floating. I can't recall what you saw. Yeah. I don't remember doing it. See? And that happens frequently to us when we're in that mode. When you was like, they're soaring, God mode.
You know what's crazy?
I'm not there. I don't even remember jumping.
You know what's crazy? There's sometimes when like I get off stage and like people are talking, and I'm like, and I really think about it, I'm like, how did I do that again? I can't, like, it's literally an out of body experience. Like you just like.
There's a switch because I'm nervous.
It's Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Hands shaking, nervous until that song plays. Once I know the intro music, when they go, oh, it's like, because it's literally, okay, you have two choices. You go out there and you do what you're born to do, or you stay back here and you drown. What's the choice? Nah,
We're gonna live. We're gonna live.
I learned how to swim on that stage.
Yeah.
An exclamation point on the whole thing, I don't know what is. Now, I know you guys got a lot of stuff to do, and like I said, I could talk to you all day, but I know you guys places to be and people to talk to. So before I let you all go, I like to have all my guests directly look in the camera, talk to the fans, the people who just watched you. This is your chance to acknowledge or say whatever you've got to say. Gentlemen, the stage is yours.
Just want to say, all of the fans, every single person who's ever supported in any kind of way, anything you've done, thank you. The energy is received, and y'all keep us charged up on that stage as y'all can see. So please keep sending it. We absolutely appreciate you guys. We love y'all. We raging, and I promise you, this next project is going to be groundbreaking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys once again for sitting with me. Once again for the Oxymorons. I'm Adam Richmond, your host with the Locks That Rocks. This is the official podcast of Rocklahoma, Surviving Rocklahoma. Until next time, rock on.
I love Locks That Rock.
Locks That Rock is great.
Rock is fire. He said Locks That Rock.
Thank you so much. Thank you.